This no bullshit guide that I'm gonna reveal in this video, whether you wanna watch it until the end or not, I don't care. It's on you. You wanna stay broke, your choice. Is exactly how I'm making over 100K a month for my clients. So what do I mean when I say no bullshit? I mean that whenever I see these kinds of videos, people just tend to gatekeep these super important things. Let's say they're into appointment setting, they will gatekeep their scripts. For example, I don't even use scripts, and you know that already just by watching my other videos. I showed you exactly how to do outbound and book 5 calls a day, step by step. You get me? If someone is in personal branding, then they just tend to gatekeep few strategies to go viral or whatever, you know. But one even more important thing than any of that crap is your ICP. Now I'm gonna explain exactly what do I mean by ICP. The truth is that your ideal client profile or ideal client avatar are the people that in 95% of the cases are gonna buy from you. So that's how you make your money probably. In these 5% of the cases, those are some guys that you probably sold to, but you didn't feel 100% uh, sure that you can actually, I mean, yeah, you can obviously help them, but you didn't feel 100% certain that they are your ICP, but you obviously close them because money is being made, and you know that you're an absolute G. You're probably one of the best coaches or agency owners out there already. But the thing with your ICP is that you need to be absolutely loved by them, because let's be real, like I've said here, in these 95% of the cases, they are the ones who are gonna make you money. Yeah. So how do I make my clients loved by their ICP? It's obviously a biased opinion, but pretty straightforward. It's setter who is doing that kind of a job. Remember, you attract eyeballs with your content, whether that's a YouTube, whether that's short form on, I don't know, TikTok, IG, whatever. That's exactly how you attract eyeballs, I would say. That's literally how you attract attention. But the reality is that all the magic happens in the DMs or over a call. Obviously, since we're talking right now about the setter, it's mostly DMs or maybe even cold callers if you are having some dialers in place, but that's the reality. That's exactly how I make my ICP loved, because setters are there to represent the values, and you absolutely need to make sure that your setter is goated, I would say, in representing those values. Because if the setter, let's say, gets into some altercation with the prospect, obviously the prospect is gonna have a bad image from his point of view about you and your entire brand. Not only about you, like a guy, let's say, oh yeah, Chris is some shitty gay agency owner, whatever. No, they're literally gonna feel that same way about me and about each and every single one of my 120 plus setters that I train, place, and manage for 6 and 7 figure businesses. And ultimately, to be honest, they might even feel the same about my clients, because, we're all the same in that case. We work only with people that we resonate with. So, if you're not representing the values, if you're not just being loved by your ICP in the DMs and just when talking to people through your content, obviously, that's a whole another story, then your brand is at risk, and obviously you can't even think about making anywhere near 100K a month. Generally, you can just forget about it because it's not gonna happen. So that's when it comes to that. When you make sure that, now I'm not some content specialist, that's on you completely, because you want to attract your ICP, you get me? You're recording your unique style of content the same way I'm doing on my IG when I'm having these calls, and then I record myself as answering those few questions that people ask me. That's my style of content. But your style of content is, like I've said, what attracts eyeballs and pretty much funnels down people to the DMs, where the rest of it happens. And then when you have dialed content, when you have dialed offer, when you have dialed client acquisition system, that's exactly what makes your entire business easy, I would say. And when I say easy, I literally mean three things. Easy setting, meaning that you're obviously gonna be having 3 to 5 calls, you know. So obviously I could try to sell my setters to people with like, oh yeah, you know, you don't even have to record anything, my setters are so goated that they can just create an interest out of nowhere pretty much and then book the calls for you. But no, that's not how it works. There is some foundation that needs to be built, you know. This is like some sort of a foundation. Imagine this as a brick foundation, brick wall type of thing, and then you build on top of that. You get me? You just build on top of that. And then the first layer right here is obviously, I would say, personal brand, right? Because that's where you place a setter in, that's where you record all your content, and that's where you attract these eyeballs, right? And then on top of that, you build some sort of, let's say here, the second layer is DMs process, DMs. Third layer is calls, and ultimately this is like a client delivery, CD, let's say client delivery, you know. And that's exactly what I mean. When you have an easy setting that you are building on top of your entire foundation, everything is gonna follow that path, I would say, you know. So easy setting. What else did I write? Easy ads as well. Easy ads is super important thing, because, you know, for example, with Reese, videography coach that I'm currently working with, because we have everything dialed in and his ads are absolutely standing out from all the other coaches out there in the industry, that's what enabled us to get to 42x return on ad spend. Everything is dialed in. Easy ads, which ultimately brings us to easy setting, and then ultimately easy close. That's the third and last step, close. But obviously don't double down on closing too much if you don't have, let's say, this box or this box ticked off. You know, you need to tick off all these boxes chronologically if you want to actually see success and start making 100k a month like my clients are doing, you know. And pretty much that's how you make sure that you're never losing money. That's how your return on investment is going good, you know. And the truth is that you don't even need to invest into some sort of a mentor, because let's be real, most of the mentors out there are super terrible. You know, they're just super terrible, and you don't even need to invest like 10k into it, because all of these things can be done on your own. 10k mentor is genuinely not a necessity for you. 10k mentor is just, you know, all right, yeah, the truth is that we all need coaches, we all need to kind of be held accountable and stuff. But, you know, if you generally just want to make money, then, bro, double down on these commission-based things, you know. And I want to point out one more thing for the 100th time in my YouTube videos. I'm not trying to sell you anything, any setters. It's all commission-based. I make my money off of the revenue share. I don't even have to sell you any 15k coaching program. You get me? I just want you to absorb this knowledge right here, this no BS guide, where you need to be loved by your ICP and just stand out, be unique, build a foundation before you proceed further, you know. So later down the line, once you have that foundation, we can just partner and delegate the workload and make more money. You can make more money by having more free time to do these things, such as put the content out there, put the ads out there, and then me and my team of savages are just gonna take care of this entire backend process when it comes to sales. You know, 10k mentor nowadays is not a necessity, because the game is changing. You know, 2025 is here, and previously, yeah, you definitely needed mentors, but realistically, right now, you can just type whatever you want in YouTube search bar and find the exact video. Hopefully the guy that you're gonna be watching is not gonna gatekeep these things. Hopefully you're gonna come across my video, you know. But that's the thing, you can do it all on your own, obviously, only if you have that goated mentality in you, I would say, you know. And all in all, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, not a very long video, but very straight to the point and very basic in the first place, I would say. Just make sure that you never go into any types of arguments with anyone, because trust me, one thing leads to another, and it ain't good, I would say. It generally ain't good. Just make sure to stand out, prove to the people that you're not here to sell them, because when it comes to the DMs part, you know, like we established already, in the DMs, you don't even need to, I would say, qualify them, because that's a massive red flag nowadays. You qualifying means indirectly, and that's something that prospects will definitely realize, is you just selling. And you trying to end the conversation as soon as possible if they're not qualified. So you can just see that by the looks of their personal brand, like we established already. If their personal brand is good looking, you can kind of assume that they are qualified, I would say. I wouldn't take it off, but I would like to make this green question mark type of thing, And then from there, simply, first step, spark, see the spark in their interest, just see if they're even interested, if they even need your services. The thing is that when you remove your salesy ideas, salesy intentions from your subconscious mind entirely, you're just gonna proceed with having a genuine conversation with prospects. For some reason, people feel the vibes through the screen. So if you genuinely want to see if the guy is in a need for your thing, just first of all network, and by doing so see the spark in their interest, check if they need you, genuinely just check, and then if they do so, proceed further. Try to leverage that interest, just make a fire out of it. When you see the spark, make a fire, make it a no-brainer, and third of all, obviously, book that no-brainer call. When I say no-brainer call, I mean that you literally need to frame the call that the prospect, once he hops on, is gonna get something out of it. Whether he joins or not, he is definitely gonna benefit from that call. Something along the lines of, oh, I can just show you the worst case scenario. If you don't like my systems and shit, I can just show you all the ins and outs of how I do it for X amount of people already, so you can go out there and do it on your own if you don't feel like doing this together. Does that sound fair enough to you? That's literally a no-brainer call proposal, because what you did here is you name dropped someone. You name dropped someone, which automatically gives you a credibility. Then you just offered pure value, and you respect their time. Now, why do you respect their time? You respect their time because realistically, we could just send these messages, engage in this DMs conversation back and forth forever. But instead of doing so and wasting days and days, let's just have a quick 20 minutes chat. It doesn't even have to be on Zoom. I don't know. Just a quick 20 minutes chat. Because realistically, in a day out of 24 hours, if someone feels that this is super important for him, meaning that if you provide enough value for the person to see that they are actually going to benefit, then they're surely going to find at least 20 minutes to chat, because once again, that's far more convenient for all of you boys than just wasting time engaging back and forth, because that's the time that you are wasting and that could have been put into these things that we have discovered already. Attracting the eyeballs to your brand, just making people aware of your brand entirely, attracting completely new eyeballs, and then funneling them down to your DMs, where you're gonna repeat this entire process. This entire process. It's not even a rocket science. Just three simple steps that you need to do. And to be fair, when it comes to the conversations, your convo doesn't even need to be that long. 10 to 15 messages max. That's what I'm doing. 10-15 messages per convo. Just go straight to the point, avoid raising any red flags, and stop being that geek asking about, what's your goal, what have you tried to get there, where did that take you, has that had an impact on you? No, that's a bunch of crap, and that's just a routine script, I would say. That's something that everyone were using like 10 years ago. That's what everyone was using, and for some reason they still do. But all in all, make sure that you have everything dialed in, your offer, your client acquisition system, and your sales team, so you can just buy your time back, because time is money. Remember that, boys. Cheers, thanks for watching. If you liked it, I'd appreciate subscribe. Stay tuned for more things like this, so like I said, we can just delegate the workload once you're at that level, once the foundation is built already. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one and keep smashing it. I'll see you in the next video.